Can you introduce yourself and tell us how long you have been at Custom Fitness?
I'm Tango. I've been coming to Custom Fitness for about 7 months now.
Nice. What brought you to Custom Fitness initially?
Our friend Kay, she comes here regularly, and she recommended it to us, saying it's a great place to be. All the things that you'd normally be worried about don't be, and come down. And so we came along and saw Dave and had a chat, and here we are.
Nice. What challenges or struggles did you face before joining Custom Fitness?
So we go back a few years, quite a few years, sort of 10 or 15 years. I used to do a lot of exercise. So I used to do a lot of running, a lot of cycling. I used to regularly cycle over to Leicester or to the coast, and I used to have run 6 marathons, amongst other things.
Yeah.
And I became ill, and I couldn't do anything. It stopped me from doing a lot of activities. Then when I got that sorted and all cleared up, I then tried to start doing things again, and arthritis appeared badly, and it got worse and worse. And every time I tried to do something, I was left 3 weeks on a sofa with a swollen joint, unable to move or do anything without a walking stick or two. No, and we came and saw. Let's say we were told about Custom Fitness and to come and speak to Dave, and we did. And Dave said, "We can do something. We can do something for you." And we came along, and the more we worked at it, the more we've been getting, and the difference is just crazy now.
What hesitations, worries, concerns did you have before joining?
The big worries for me was I was going to injure myself. I was going to do something fairly innocuous, like walking up here, and then be off work and resting with damaged joints for however long. That hasn't materialised.
What about Katie? Similar worries, concerns?
Yeah, so Katie was having difficulty with one of her shoulders. It was taking a very long time to clear up. And we were struggling with the idea that as we both got older, this was going to be the norm. This was par for the course, and that was it. It was time to give up.
Yeah.
And no, both of us didn't want to do that. So here we are, and we are. The change is just amazing.
What was your initial reaction when first joining Custom Fitness?
I was keen to give things a go. I don't like to. I don't like to sit and wait for things to happen. I'd much rather go at something. So I'm quite happy to come here and do things and get on with it. I'd rather be proactive than even if it doesn't work. And as it turned out, it has done.
How has the program impacted your life so far?
So this is the big one for me, because only a few months ago, if we went for a walk around the village, or if we tried to do something in town, at some point I might end up with a joint problem and unable to do something. And it's gone from that hesitancy to do something. It's gone from that to not just achieving goals that we've had in mind for doing this, but what you've had me doing in the gym has surpassed that. And it's it's not going too far to say that it feels like you've given me my life back.
Mm.
It's been a big change, and I can't sort of process the actual work that I'm able to do in the gym now compared to a few months ago.
What are your biggest wins from your time so far at Custom Fitness?
The biggest win is just being able to do normal things that even I would have taken for granted not so long ago. But just that ability to run a hoover around the house or at work, or if something needs moving, to be able to do it yourself. It feels very bad when the best example I can give you is I was at work one day and was having problems with my wrists,
Mhm.
and I had to ask somebody else to open a can of tuna for me because I couldn't. It had a ring pull, and I still couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So it's the tiny things like that that are now no longer an issue.
Guess also walking.
Yeah.
Just
The other day I had to find my walking stick because I'd forgotten where it was, and it was covered in dust. I've not gone this long without using a walking stick for I don't know when, 10 years.
what's one thing that Custom Fitness does better than any other gym?
We particularly like the way there's always somebody on hand. So it's more about the community, I suppose, aspect. There's always somebody able to give us, if we ask a question, there's always somebody able from the trainer's side to give us advice, and there's always plenty of people available from the people using the gym to help as well. I would say that for me, one of the big things as well is that I'd be worried about technique. So being let loose in the gym on my own would be a terrible idea. And so the small group sessions where there's 8 people and a trainer on hand at all times, it means that when you're doing something in the gym, you can be sure that you're doing it as best as you can without fear of making things worse.
Yeah. What would you say to someone who is on the fence about joining Custom Fitness?
Just come along and have a chat with someone. You'll likely be able to find someone to talk to on both sides again, from the users of the gym and from the trainers. But come along and see, because the worst that can happen is you get better. You might enjoy it.